wanted to talk a lot today, so I'm going to hold the full 5 minutes.
Louder.
Move this up. Is that better? Yeah. So using my whole 5 minutes starting now, and to address Mary Ann's comments. That was not CCPA. That's us. And you're going to wish that you had dealt with CCPA when you had the chance, because we're not going to back down. For one, I wanted to read this about meetings, because I think it applies today, and what I've been afraid about for the Fairfax Ad Hoc Commission from the get-go. Sometimes with meetings, there is a clueless session in which someone who is supposed to solve a problem on his or her own, but hasn't, calls a meeting instead. The aim is usually to get someone else to think of an easy solution or absent a good solution to dodge the responsibility for not solving the problem in the first place by attributing it to the group. And that's exactly what's gone on with the Board of Supervisors in Fairfax County for a number of years. We told you last year that police accountability was not going away. Well, everybody that's here and thinks there's a problem with law enforcement in Fairfax County, say aye.
Aye.
Can you hear us now?
Well.
Until you do right by the community, everything you even think about doing to maintain the status quo is going to fail. The Board of Supervisors provide active and appropriate oversight for law enforcement agencies in this county, and not just by authorizing settlements caused by unnecessary deaths. The Fairfax County Board of Supervisors, Sheriff Kincaid, Chief Rossler, Ray Morrow, the County Attorney's Office, County Executive Long, and Deputy County Executive David Rohr are all equally guilty of creating an atmosphere in Fairfax County where cops who kill and abuse citizens go unpunished and stay on payroll. All of you have blood on your hands. Surprisingly, frontline law enforcement officers in this county seem to do the right thing, as we've seen with David Masters and John Gear, and also in the Natasha McKenna case where someone leaked the report so that the media could find out about it. But they never get stood by the representatives, officials in this county. You just go ahead and stand by bad cops who saw the department and the Fairfax Sheriff's Office and just keep them on payroll.
That's right.
So, and also, if you have money for all the multi-million-dollar lawsuits you've paid in the last 10 years, I think you can find some for independent oversight. All of these items in the following list are things that the Board of Supervisors can either do on its own or can direct agencies under its authority or budgetary authority like the Sheriff's Department to do. Establish a truly independent and representative civilian oversight body that has subpoena powers and is open to all citizens through a transparent selection process. And I don't just mean your top lackeys in the CAC. Adopt all recommendations for honest and timely release information put forth by the Communications Subcommittee of the Ad Hoc Commission. Require all Fairfax County agencies to produce annual FOIA reports, listing records requested, the status of the request, how long it took to process it, and for all denied requests, the specific reason why. Implement all 71 use of force reforms recommended by the Police Executive Research Forum in their final report. Chief Rossler committed to implementing all but one of the PERF recommendations back in June. However, we have heard nothing since about what, if any, progress has been made in this effort. The timeline for these reforms being implemented, along with regular updates to the community, should be made available to the public immediately. You also need to conduct an investigation into the unusually high number of use of force complaints in the Mount Vernon and Mason districts. According to the 2013 Internal Affairs Bureau report, Mount Vernon had 113 complaints and Mason had 76 that year. Almost all of the other districts were in the 30s and low 40s. I don't need to reiterate that the South County has higher representation of minorities. Require that any policy issued for body cameras limit the potential for compromised data by including adequate controls over who and under what circumstances personnel can access footage, and contain clear expectations that body cameras must remain on during all interactions with members of the public, and that any non-functioning equipment is reported immediately. Instruct law enforcement personnel not to interfere with the public's First Amendment right to film the police and other state agencies as they do their job. By tampering with or confiscating their Initiate an official, unbiased, and representative process for measuring the community's satisfaction with law enforcement as recommended by the DOJ.
Department of Injustice.
Oh yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Lastly, in light of the Natasha McKenna case, there has been much talk recently about diversion of mentally ill persons from jail and to treatment. However, the concept of jail diversion is not new to Fairfax County. In the Community Services Board's 2004 annual report, an interagency summit was convened to address the criminalization of people with mental illness. Summit participants included the chief of police, the sheriff, and many other agency heads. A working task force was empowered to study, recommend, and develop an implementation plan. The county owes Natasha McKenna's family and the community an explanation of why they didn't implement the diversion plan 11 years ago. And lastly, as far as respect goes, it's a two-way street. You have not respected the communities, you have not respected the lives that were lost, so you get none down.